My friend, 28 male, has worked hard his whole life. He makes over $700K a year as an SWE. Recently, he started seeing this girl, let's call her Sakshi, 27 female. She is a doctor making around $270K. Now, he has only met Sakshi 6 months ago on Tinder, but he asked her dad to propose to her right around the 6-month mark. Not soon after, they did a roka, traditional Hindu engagement, and that's where things started to get crazy. Their roka, engagement celebration, was literally bigger than my wedding. They had over 100 guests, at least. It was insane, with a band, live dance performers from relatives, fancy gifts, and crazy, beautiful clothes. He told me the man's side traditionally paid for the roka, and the woman's for the actual wedding. I was shocked he dropped $50K on her, but I moved on. Then he asked me to go with her to buy her wedding lehenga and some other jewelry. Apparently the man pays for her wedding lehenga. Usually his parents would be the ones going to buy her outfit, but as his close family was in India, he said as his brother from another mother, I could represent his side of the family and go with her. He gave me his black credit card to charge, and he gave me an unlimited budget. Basically buy whatever the duck she wants. I figure it'll be 2 to 3K, and I have his black card, so it's fine. We get to the store, and immediately I am shocked. It looks crazy designer. They're bringing out samosas, snacks, champagne, tea, macaroons, etc., while she sits and they show one outfit after the next. My head is spinning at this point. Somehow, I managed to get out. How much are these? They say the outfits start at $15,000 to $25,000 for a dress she will wear once. I decide to call him and tell him what is going on. He frankly shocked me when he was like, of course. I told her to get something she loves. Just buy her what she wants, with his card he gave me. I said no. I cannot spend such a disgusting amount of money on a gold digger. This is where he started getting angry. He was like, bro, just pay for the outfit. I said no. And then he was like, just give her my card and leave so she can buy it. I said, hell no, not handing her your card. He started to really lose it, and I was like, bro, trust me, I'm helping you. Then I went inside and informed her I will not be paying for the dress. She looked confused and was like, what is wrong? I told her she was greedy and that she would suck him dry. She looked shocked and then embarrassed. At this point, I was kind of yelling and red. She said, do not create a scene, handed the shop guy her own card and left. The next day, my friend came over to take his card back, said I brought dishonor on him in more than 100 ways, and that I was no longer invited to the wedding, and that his entire family was shamed because of my behavior, and that he and his family would have to apologize to her family on my behalf, which seems to be a huge overreaction. He said she was not a gold digger, and she would spend over $200K on the wedding. You're the a-hole. First off, you worded this awfully. You lifting your hand up to give your best friend's credit card is not buying the dress. Secondly, it's not your money. It sounds like both families are well off, and what they do with their money is none of your concern. You decided to make a scene and embarrass this girl for no reason. You sound jealous and petty. You're the a-hole. Not only did you insult the bride and groom, you insulted their culture. Hindu and Indian weddings are traditionally very expensive and lavish. Many families celebrate for days for weddings. What you did was super inappropriate, and you should have asked and done research if you're not from this culture before judging them. You're the a-hole. You insulted and attacked the bride and called her names because you don't agree with their decision on how much money to spend. Your friend trusted you to simply hand over a card. Incidentally, why did he give it to you instead of her? And you didn't. You don't support this marriage, and you burned your bridges. Whether this decision is wise or not, you handled it as terribly as one could imagine. A private conversation about your worries with him was the right idea, not insulting and berating her. Mother-in-law got married a year ago. We did not attend as it was last minute and would be extremely expensive between flights, hotels in that area, and finding a babysitter for our son. I explained to her that it was finances, and she seemed to understand. I never got the sense there were bad feelings. I loved her dress. It was a cocktail dress as it was a casual wedding, but I would love something like that for my reception dress. We are currently planning our wedding and doing so on a budget. Mother-in-law is kind of notorious for asking how she can help and then not helping, but I figured why not give it a shot. When she asked, I mentioned that if she still had her dress and had no plans for it, I thought it was so beautiful and I'd love to borrow it. But if she wants to save it, of course I would understand. Mother-in-law said that would be fine as it was just sitting around and she had no use for it. She genuinely seemed like she would be happy to give it to me. Well, she gave it to me and it clearly hasn't been cleaned or even washed. There's dried champagne on it, something on the bodice she claims is frosting or whipped cream or something, and glitter. I'm not sure if it would even come out, as it is a delicate silk. Honestly, my emotions just kicked in and I snapped at her and asked if this was some I hate my daughter-in-law crap or some revenge for not going to her wedding. She looked confused and said no. I said, well, clearly she must be mad at me or something, because she didn't even mention the dress was dirty and damaged. She called me selfish and stormed off. Also took the dress with her, but then tossed it on the grass. Now her husband is pissed and said I made her cry, and she did nothing wrong because why would she wash it if she wasn't going to wear it again? And the family is saying it isn't her fault. She's just kind of ditzy, which is always their excuse, and to be honest, I don't really believe it. You're the a-hole. She was doing a nice thing for you, and you took it in completely the wrong way. Congrats on damaging your relationship with her for no reason. I'm sure that will work well for you. You're the a-hole. It sounds like it needs to be professionally cleaned. For one reason or another, she didn't do it. I don't always get stuff dry cleaned immediately. You're the a-hole for losing it on her over a dress that just needs to be cleaned. You act like she brought you a new dress and intentionally soiled it. She's letting you borrow her wedding dress. If you want to wear it, have it dry cleaned. Otherwise, go get your own dress. This isn't worth driving a wedge in your relationship, and it's an incredible leap to suggest she's holding a grudge against you for not attending her wedding. You're the a-hole. You asked to borrow something, and did you expect her to spend money to clean it for you? She wore it to her wedding and didn't expect to wear it again. You made assumptions and acted aggressively. Yes, you are the a-hole. You could have taken it to the dry cleaners to ask, and if not, look for a different dress. Instead, you snapped and accused her of holding a grudge. My brother Jace is getting married in a month to his fiancée Mary, and there have been a lot of instances where my brother is displeased with the bride-to-be's choices. One instance is how he doesn't like the style of wedding dresses she likes. He hasn't seen her actual wedding dress. I have. But he knows the general direction of what she'd go for. I've seen the dress, and honestly, I'm certain my brother will despise it. Secondly, she's dyed her hair into a dirty blonde shade and changed her natural hair color, which was chocolate brown. My brother adores natural hair, and everything natural to be honest, so the drastic change she made just a while before the wedding, he's not a fan of it. Thirdly, it's the thing that broke the camel's back for me and led me to speak up about her behavior. She's doing a full glam makeup for the wedding, which my brother hates. He prefers a light, natural makeup. The whole thing bothers me because while I understand it's her wedding, I think she fails to realize it's also my brother's wedding, and she doesn't respect any of his opinions regarding this. She just does whatever she pleases and expects my brother to just suck it up, as if his opinion on how this wedding will unroll and his opinion on certain choices doesn't matter. So a couple days ago, I addressed this to her, and I made sure my brother knows he's on the right and that I'm on his side. So I addressed it while both of them were present, and I said that Mary is being really self-centered and kind of an a-hole for not taking into account my brother's opinions, and I reminded her how it's also his wedding, not just hers. She went into full defense mode and said that she values his opinion on general stuff like the decorations or what kind of song they'll dance to, but she won't let my brother dictate her appearance and that I should take my unsolicited advice and shove it. My brother barely reacted, and when I looked at him to step in, he said, "You reap what you sow," which pretty much means I brought this on myself. I was just trying to do a nice thing and stick up for my brother, just for him to throw me under the bus. Anyone I've told this to has said I acted like an a-hole, and it was not my business to get involved in the first place, and I really don't understand this narrative. Could I really be the a-hole for wanting to defend my brother? You're the a-hole. Mind your own business. It's not your wedding. And to be quite honest, none of these issues are even remotely close to a big deal. Wow, you're the king of all the a-holes. I could understand if your future sister-in-law didn't listen to your brother about important aspects of a wedding, like the ceremony, religious aspects, or the guest list. But you're choosing to be an a-hole over what she is wearing? Talk about internalized misogyny. What the heck is your problem? Can't stand another woman to have any sort of choice that isn't dictated by a man? Go to therapy. Stop bothering your brother and his future wife. You're the a-hole 100%. She gets to decide how she wants to look on her wedding day. It's none of your business, and I think it's very weird, possessive behavior on your part to try to dictate how she will look. You're lucky you are still invited. My husband is not my daughter's father. She doesn't know her real dad. I've been with my husband for 5 years. I came from poverty, but his family is well off, and it's been an adjustment to say the least to make peace with their snobby, entitled attitudes towards me. They think I'm a gold digger because I enjoy being pampered and spoiled, and refuse to sign a prenup. I don't work either, and my husband gives me an allowance, which doesn't help my case, but I cook, clean, and take care of my child. Anyways, since like 1820, I think that's the year my husband said, There's been this rose-shaped medallion necklace that is passed down through the firstborn girls in the family through the generations. Currently, my sister-in-law has it. All of my sister-in-laws and brother-in-laws have sons, so the medallion has not been passed on. I feel like since my daughter is in fact part of this family now, that she should be entitled to it. My sister-in-law has refused to hand it over, despite me asking why they feel my daughter shouldn't have it. They just continuously say that they think I will sell it for a quick buck, because I didn't want it until I heard what the item was appraised for. I didn't ask for it until like a year later, so they're just causing problems. It was only appraised for like $15,000. It's not some huge extravagant item worth hundreds of thousands. I wouldn't sell it, but they don't believe me. They just think I'm an a-hole for even thinking that I should be entitled to an item that has been kept in their bloodline for years. My husband refuses to take sides. Am I the a-hole? You're the a-hole. You come across extremely entitled. His family sees you for what you are, and they don't want you to get your hands on this family heirloom. When your daughter comes of age, this may be something they reconsider, but it's not your place to push this. You're the a-hole. It's not your family heirloom. You don't get to decide if it goes to your daughter. If they don't want to pass it down to her because she's not blood related, and/or they think you'll sell, that's their right. It doesn't sell for anything huge, only $15K. Lady, $15K is a lot of money. While I am pro stepchildren are a part of the family, I do not think I would ever think to have a claim on a necklace that was in the family since 1820. That is 200 years old. You are not a blood relative, and neither is your daughter. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't give it to you either. You're the a-hole. You may not be a gold digger, but boy, you sound like one. My 48, daughter Liz, 21, has always been pretty introverted and shy. She got into her first proper relationship a few years ago with Sam, and while I didn't exactly approve, I didn't think much of it. However, she brought up marriage last year. Both me and my husband were completely against her marrying so young, and didn't want her to become a college dropout without a career. Sam's background was also a factor. This caused massive tension between us and Liz, and she said she can do both, but she and Sam got married anyway. No one from our side attended the wedding, except my younger daughter Lisa, and she went without letting us know. We do talk to Liz sometimes, but it's unfortunately not regular. We did invite her to Thanksgiving dinner this year, but she refused, because her priority is always Sam, and she wouldn't come without him. I'm close to my siblings and nieces, nephews, and my niece Anne, 26, is getting married soon. I've been helping out a lot with the organization, and everyone is excited for it, as it's the first proper wedding within my siblings' kids. Liz caught wind that we were helping Anne and will obviously attend her wedding. I talked to her a few days ago, and she said she was hurt I was doing all this for Anne, but didn't attend hers. I replied she knows why, and Anne's marriage isn't the same as hers. Liz started getting angry, so I said that it's not her position to decide what we should and shouldn't do. Lisa also got mad at me, saying what we're doing isn't right. So, am I the a-hole? Wow, you're the a-hole. So, you didn't agree with who your daughter was marrying, and you decided to completely abandon her on her wedding day, including all the planning and activities that go along with it. I honestly wouldn't want to have anything to do with you or the rest of the family, except my younger sister. My guess is you invited her to Thanksgiving and not her husband. And you wonder why you don't talk much? With all the details you've given, you're the a-hole. Tell us more about the background of both your niece's perfect husband and your daughter's. To be honest, if my mom did this to me or anyone from my family, I'm deleting their numbers and I will go no contact till the end of my life. Your daughter has every reason to feel hurt by you because it seems you prefer your siblings' children than yours. I feel sorry for your kid. Hope at least her husband loves her. It is part of life to try things and make mistakes. Maybe Sam was Liz's mistake, but it was hers to make. Liz brought up marriage at 20 years old. That was not a teen who didn't know what she was doing. If you were worried about Liz, that was one more reason to be on good terms with her. In case her husband doesn't treat her well, you could be there for her. But I guess that ship has sailed. Even her younger sister had to sneak to attend her wedding. You're the a-hole.